Your family destroyed mine, Wayne. This, well, let's just call this good old-fashioned revenge.
Hear that glitch? It's time to swip. What's up, guys? As always, I'm AJ, and welcome back to the Swip Side. And tonight, I'm going to take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, Arkham City, Penguin, and Ra's al Ghul. Now, I've already reviewed the Arkham City Batman and the Arkham City Catwoman, and these two guys are the last two figures needed to collect all the pieces for the collect-to-build Solomon Grundy. So I will be building him and excited to build him and check him out, and that will be my next video, and it'll be in a few days, so make sure you check that out. And if you haven't checked out my Arkham City Batman or Catwoman videos, you can do so right now if you wanted to, but watch this video first. Now, for the boxes they come in, it's standard McFarlane fare. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but here's the back of the box, and instead of a picture of the figure or some artwork of the character, we have a picture of Solomon Grundy and the part that each character comes with and how to build him. No big deal. So for standard McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse accessories, each comes with a base that has a DC tampoed on it, and each comes with their trading cards. Here's the Penguins, and in this case, all the Arkham City figures have the graphics from in-game, the pictures, the in-game models, and the bio. So there's Penguin, and here's Ra's. So yeah, pretty cool. I always appreciate these cards. I just love them for some reason. So checking out Penguin first, I do think he is a pretty good representation of his character in the Arkham City video game. I will say that as we take a closer look, I will say that his head sculpt, his portrait is a little off to me. I mean, you can tell it's Penguin from Arkham City, but I think it has to do with the paint. I would have liked to see some paint to change up his hues of his skin a little bit. But you have his beer bottle monocle. He's got the scowl that he has quite often in the game. I also do wish this hat was removable so you could display him without his hat, because a lot of times in the game he's not wearing the hat. You do see, I think that's some kind of, I don't know what that is down there. Some silver, I don't know if you can get that on camera. Silver piece. I don't know if it's supposed to be part of a shirt or what, but it looks like it's on his skin. I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. But anyway, his clothes are really nice and detailed. You got like the fur around his jacket, and his shirt is all nice and textured. I really like that. I would have liked to seen a little dry brush or something to dirty up his the fur on his jacket a little bit, or his jacket in general, because he was in Arkham City and he wasn't very clean, at least as far as I remember him being in the game. And I'm replaying it now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you have some pockets on the jacket, but everything in his upper body is nice and textured. He's got some nice wraps on his hands. Try to get it so it's not glaring. And they're gray. Again, a little more just to dirty it up a little, but it makes his hand appear as if it was a flipper. Come on, get in there. Okay. Now with all this texture, his pants are very like plain, not textured, but I think they wanted to do that as a contrast. They're just plain black dress pants. And of course you can see his socks and his dress shoes. Take a look at the back of the figure. You get nice texture across his upper back and shoulders. Yeah, so he came out really nice looking. I like how the detail and the textures on his clothing came out. Just wish there was a little bit more paint added. He also does come with his tried and true umbrella. It's got a penguin handle in gold and then a gold tip. Moving on to articulation, he is hindered quite a bit. Most of it isn't like any fault of McFarlane Toys, in my opinion. It's more the nature of the character and his shape. So this guy isn't going to get into any Spider-Man poses, and the character's never meant to be in Spider-Man poses. So we'll just go through it. His head has some nice tilt. It looks down a lot. He buries his chin. Doesn't look up that much because of the back of his collar of his shirt, the fur. He's got the bicep swivel. And he's got the nice McFarlane double jointed elbows. No crunch or anything. He has a waist swivel. And then the coat holds everything in place pretty much. He can't really kick out. He can kick up only like that far. And then he has a single jointed knee that goes like that. Does that rotate? No, it's McFarlane. And the back of his pants hinder a lot of ankle articulation, and the front of his pants as well. But he does have some rocker and some toe. Oh, and I've been forgetting a lot lately. He's got wrist articulation as well. Moving on to Raish, he does articulate fairly nicely. As you can see, he can hold his sword in both hands, so that's pretty cool. We'll just run through the articulation since I already mentioned it before we check out the figure. So his head gets some nice tilt. Looks forward only a tiny bit. Looks down, I should say. Looks up that far. He's got the arm articulation with a little bit of movement in there, like the butterfly effect. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. He's got something going on encased in his clothes. It's actually squishy there, but it's a waist. And he does have some crunch, but even though this is soft, it does hinder it. You can get it about like that. You can arc back. Not a lot at all, so maybe I'm wrong. I said he articulated nicely because I liked how he was able to hold the sword in two hands. I mean, definitely needs to be some more crunch there. Legs do the splits really far all the way out. You do get a tiny swivel up in here. You get nice double jointed knees. Oh, once again, see? Wrist articulation, engine swivels, and can go any way you so choose. So we did the knees. Now we go to the feet, which go way up, way back. Nice pivot and toe. In the presentation department, I love his head portrait, his head sculpt. Just got that like serious scowl on his face. And he does have, see, where Penguin was lacking a lot of paint, he has some nice shading under his eyes. Just a really nice Ra's al Ghul head portrait. Then moving down to his costume, his armor. This is like armor plating with some nice gold design. It's all sculpted, so really cool there. Down to his belt. I love the gold contrasting off the greens. Down to his pants. Some cool boots. I'm saving the best for last is his tattoos. I think they came out really nice. They're really clean. Just looks really cool on this guy. On both sides. Yeah, fantastic job with the paint on painting the tattoos on the arms. It's not sculpted. Just really nice and clean, and much appreciated how well that turned out. His sword came out pretty cool too, continuing that gold theme. Nice grip, and also has some script written into the blade. So yeah, I think that's really cool. So bottom line for me is that I do like the Arkham City Penguin and Ra's al Ghul figures from McFarlane Toys. They present very nicely. As usual, McFarlane standards, McFarlane Toys typically do present very nicely, but they also come usually with the standard hiccups and articulation that we've come to know from McFarlane Toys. and it's no different here. Penguin, I give more of a pass just because of the design of the character himself, and I always take that into consideration when judging how I feel about character's articulation for a figure. Raish, he does articulate nicely, like I did say, but not as nice as I would like. He definitely needs some work in the ab crunch area, and if he had that, then you could have been able to put him in more dynamic poses. You can get him in some cool poses, but that would have just added to the fun factor of the figure. So with that being said, I am all set to get ready to build Grundy, and I will, like I said at the top of the video, I will be doing that very soon, and that'll be my next review. Make sure you comment and tell me what you guys think about these figures, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon right here on the Thwip side. Later.